Mr. Cummings and I both had opening statements 9 months ago. He asked me before the hearing if he would be allowed to make an opening statement. I said, no, this is a continuation of a hearing specifically recessed. I then adjourned the hearing. After I adjourned, Mr. Cummings, in what appears to have been a pre-staged event, then went into this, I have a right to talk, and screaming and so on. I broke no rules. I did exactly what is according to the books. I had a script in front of me that had been approved by the parliamentarian, and I followed it. You know, it's sad. My last Chairman Ed Towns, and I were dear friends. We worked well together. Elijah Cummings got this job, quite frankly, by saying he'd be different than Towns, that he'd hold me to a stop. He'd keep me from accomplishing anything. The IRS targeted conservative groups and held back their ability for years to get their approvals.
Mr. Chairman, I get that. And I apologize for interrupting you, but I have a lot of questions I want to get to. I get the deal with the IRS, that you're looking for answers. But the point is, he was going to make a statement. He's probably going to rip on you. From the beginning of what we heard, he was going to rip on you. But who cares? So let him have his couple of minutes to rip on you. You're a big guy. You can take it. And then you wouldn't have distracted from the issue that you were trying to call attention to.
Megyn, anybody would do something over again if they could. But the fact is, I had adjourned the meeting before he asked. He didn't raise a point of order or parliamentary inquiries, the normal ways that people, especially as experienced as he did. He asked, could I ask a question? I said, we've already adjourned, but go ahead and ask a question. He then went into that diatribe.
All right, so you were irritated. You were irritated, but you're saying anybody would like to do it over again. Do you apologize to Congressman Cummings?
You know, I broke no rules, and he broke the decorum of the House. But I might mention that several years ago, Henry Waxman pounded a gavel and said he would have me removed because I was pointing out that he was breaking the rules. We didn't launch any sort of a House attempt, and I certainly didn't say that he was somehow anti-Arab American. The fact is that I did things according to the rules. I followed a script, and then Mr. Cummings decided to have quite a hissy fit. The truth is, if he wants to talk, I give him lots of chances to talk, and we're going to have additional hearings on the IRS. Ms. Lerner, he had a chance to speak as much as he wanted in the vote, which, by the way,
I get that. You're not going to shut down your probe of the IRS just because of this dust-up. And 71% of the American people agree with you, because the polls show as recently as late February that they want the IRS investigation to continue. This is a side issue because people are saying that the Democrats are now using this. I mean, the Democrats are using this against you and are making a big deal out of this. And you're a powerful man. And you're one of the only people who's pushing on this investigation. So now even some Republicans are mad at you because they feel that you've distracted from what is a legitimate issue, and it's now become about, oh, does Darrell Issa want to shut down debate? Does, as Elijah Cummings put it, does he want to shut out the minority voice? Is that what Republicans stand for? Shutting down, not minority African American, minority in the House, the Democrats' voice.
Well, no, actually, the accusation was that I was somehow anti-African American. That kind of accusation, I think, is beneath response. But the fact is that next week I'll be working with Mr. Cummings on legislation that we're both involved in. And, you know, he lost his temper. He screamed and yelled after the adjournment. And quite frankly, he had a simple ability to say, I'd like to have a recorded vote on adjournment. I object to adjournment. He didn't do any of that. He asked if he could ask a question. And then, yes, he did irritate me because he said he wanted to ask a question. Then he went into this diatribe accusing me of somehow being on a witch hunt. Now, you know, if I had to do it over again, I probably would have sat there for a very long time, let him say a lot of things, and then finished, you know, walked away. But you know what? We're all human. It was a long day. I didn't break any rules. I did everything according to the rules. He wasn't denied any due process. But in fact, when the Democrats were in charge for the first 2 years of President Obama, they did no such hearings. They found no accountability.
Well, I mean, I understood. And in your defense, when Nancy Pelosi was in charge, she shut off the lights on Republicans trying to make their voice heard more than once. And over in the Senate, Harry Reid has actually changed the rules to shut down debate based on 51 votes instead of 60, which has caused a lot of raised eyebrows as well. But Chairman Issa, I got to run. I'll give you the quick final word.
The quick final word is that Mr. Cummings periodically asks for more time, and he always gets it. Sometimes he goes on for 10 minutes during opening statements. I never stop him. The fact is, yesterday was one of those times in which I had adjourned, and according to the rules, I was done. Thank you.
If you keep going, I'm going to have to cut your mic.
That happens on TV.